Awesome. So, welcome everybody. Everybody present and everybody in the future. I can't remember the name of this. It's like something like, is everything slowed to a stop? And there's been this energy of stop that I've been noticing for probably 4 to 6 weeks at least. Um, And the different people that I talk to around the world, being an Access certified facilitator, I connect with a lot of people from all over the world, different countries. And there's this similar vibe. And that's one of the cool things about connecting with people around the world is that you realize that what you're aware of, it's not just you in your life. It's an awareness of things that are going on in the world a lot of times. So I want to start off with everything that you're aware of that you think is just you and yours, and that you're doing something wrong or that you're not doing something right. Will you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poads, and beyonds. There's uh there's a thing here in the San Francisco Bay Area that people say about different times of the year. And June is June gloom because in San Francisco, a lot of times because the heat starts coming in other areas, the bay gets a lot of fog. And so San Francisco will get a lot of fog and they call it June gloom. And when you do stuff like that and you align and agree with the point of view, more and more people align and agree with it. And so it creates it even more dynamically, which is really bizarre, but this is what reality is. When two or more people align and agree with a point of view, you create it as a reality. And then anything other than that, you cannot perceive.
Hmm.
So in Access, we talk about, what is your reality? What if you had your own reality and you could function outside of the limitations of joint perspectives of linearity? And from out here, you could create a different possibility. And it starts with, first of all, being aware of what you're aware of. Is this even mine? Is the slow, is the June gloom, is it even yours? Or are you aware of thousands of people who have these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions, these points of view? And it's not wrong, it's just awareness. And what are you going to do with it? So, what does it take to kind of put some space in between all of those thoughts and give yourself the space to ask questions, to make choices, to create what you would like? And sometimes, honestly, it's time to rest. As a humanoid, someone who's creative and changes all the time and is doing all kinds of stuff, there are times when you have this lull. It's a cycle, just like in nature. And it's okay to have this space where you're not motivated to do something and you just want to rest, or you want to watch Netflix, or you want to go on a hike or whatever. And then you'll get back into your energy of creative burst again. It will occur. You know this. You've probably been through many cycles in your life. And it doesn't have to be a regular cycle. It doesn't have to last any particular amount of time, but it's like paying attention to what's going on with you, what's going on with your body. I'm not a person who normally takes a nap. And in the last several weeks, there's been a couple of days where in the afternoon, I'm like, oh my God, I have to lie down. And that's what my body wants to do. That's what I'm going to give it. And then, get up in a little bit. There's also processes you can run to increase the energy in your body. But again, it's like listening to your body, listening to what's required. What if rest is required right now? And then you'll get a burst of inspiration, energy, creation. Again, it's just not happening right this moment. And what if you don't need to force it? What if nothing's wrong? So everywhere you've made this a wrongness and you're going to the conclusion of everything stopping and, oh my God, is it ever going to start again? And what's wrong with me? And why don't I have my normal energy level? All of those conclusions, decisions, judgments, will you destroy and uncreate them all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Part of what happens when we become aware of things slowing down or not feeling inspired to create, it feels different. And so there's a tendency to go, oh my God, what's wrong? What happened? Where's my zing? And that it's looking for the wrongness. It's looking for the conclusions to support what you're aware of instead of, is this part of the change that I've been asking for? Is this mine? Is this just a time for me to rest? Like really being curious about what it is that's going on. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but when there's that energy in the world of slowing down and stop, and then people start to freak out, it's natural for you to perceive that, to pick it up, and to apply it to your life and what's going on in your life, which may or may not be the same thing. And even if things are slowing down in your life, and maybe business is slowing down and money flows are slowing down, if we conclude that, oh my God, everything stopped, that's not going to create it changing. That's just acknowledging what's happening right now. But the amount of energy that we put into it, of the judgment of the wrongness of it, keeps it stopped for a lot longer. So everywhere you've made stop, oh my God, everything stopped. Ah, a judgment, a wrongness, and you've put a ton of energy into that, that creates your future of stop. Let's destroy and uncreate all of that and do some threes and fours. So gather all that energy of like, oh, stop. And let's do some threes to clear out the past. And then we'll do some fours to clear out the future. Okay, so got it. Ooh, it feels nice and heavy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's starting to create some movement. And now looking at everything that those conclusions created in the future. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like, if you've ever been in a snowstorm, I grew up in New England, and there would be big snowstorms, and then they'd have a snow blower and they'd like blow out a path. We just like snow blowed all the judgments of stop out of your future. How does it get better than that? Oh, I love it. So there's lots of things that we can do, lots of tools that we can use, lots of questions, and like, awesome, do it on your own. But one thing I've noticed is when we do it as a group, it's just so much more dynamic. So I'm going to be doing a 3-part mini Zoom energy polls to like create more movement and clear anything that we specifically haven't addressed right now. Oh, cool. More people are joining. Hello. Um, Starting tomorrow, the next 3 days, just to like really get the energy moving and creating again in our lives. Like stop is not bad. Stop is not wrong. Even nature, you see in winter, like things go into hibernation. Um, Trees don't grow leaves and stuff until the spring. So, we can have these moments of, just wanting to curl up and not do anything for a while and nurture our bodies and find our energy for ourselves. Like, it's not so much for the outward world and everybody and everything that's like demanding of you. If we just use our energy for ourselves and really nurture, then it gives us that space and fertile soil to sprout new ideas and bloom new possibilities. So, anywhere you feel like you need to go into work harder during these times, instead of pause, reflect, relax, maybe have some fun, like give yourself permission to have some fun, like really have fun. Everything that doesn't allow that, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. When I had my jewelry boutique, which I had for like 15 years, um, I pretty much worked every day, unless I had somebody cover me, which wasn't that often. And so every day I had to go into the store, open it up, clean it, make it welcome for customers. And if I wasn't making sales every day, it it was like, what's happening? Um, and I was not allowed to close. But then there were certain holidays where I could close, and I had that like one day to go out and have fun. Well, then when the pandemic happened and everything had to shut down, wow, it was so great to have every day to do whatever I wanted to do. And what if, even if you work for somebody else and, maybe it's a 9 to 5 job and you just don't have the energy and you're uninspired to move forward with that? What if, you call in a sick day? Like, they have sick days, they have mental health days. Nobody ever uses them. What if you just took it and went to the beach or went on a hike or, cleaned out your closets or whatever that was fun for you and gave you some nurturing, gave you some energy so that you could then create new? It really is interesting how there are these lulls, and it's always going to coincide with tons of other people in the world, because you're not unaware. You're in the world with millions and millions of people and lots of beings as well. And so there will be times when it's just like, I need a day off. I need to take care of me. And what if, like, what if indulging in that wasn't bad? I notice how much I'm smiling when I'm talking about it. It's really fun, actually. Um, I remember years and years and years ago, like in my 20s, even when maybe I was between jobs and, like money's tight. Um, I was with my husband at the time. And I remember, like, when money was the tightest that it ever was, and we didn't know where the next thing was coming from, we'd always go out and purchase something. Like one year we went out and we purchased a VCR, because back then that's what it was. I'm dating myself. And it broke the cycle. It was so interesting that going out and purchasing something broke the cycle of the stop, of the flow. And it was fun. We did it for fun. So what can you do for fun that will stop the stop flow and turn on the flow of everything moving and changing and feeling good in your life? It's nothing worse than feeling stagnant. It's funny, we're also looking at moving, and so um, I'm like looking in drawers and looking in my bathroom and pulling out shoes and things that I don't wear or use and getting rid of them, and it gets rid of all the stagnant energy with it. It's super dynamic to make even just take a few things, open a drawer and test all your pens and see if they work and throw out the ones that are dry. It seems really simple and small, but if you did one thing every day and got rid of one thing that doesn't work, that's stagnant, it starts creating this energy of movement in your life. And then that goes in every direction. Does anybody have questions or anything in particular showing up for you that you think it's just yours? Maybe nobody wants to come off mute. And that's fine. Well, hopefully,
Julie,
yes.
thank you so much. I'm kind of in a stop point with a probate and in my mom's house, and there's a lot of energies here. So that's why I'm kind of trying to keep back a little bit to not toss it all in your space. It's just kind of, but I really appreciate that. I've been tired and feeling overwhelmed by it all. And I've been taking a lot of breaks and doing my program really well. So, but I was starting to get this like overwhelmed feeling of it's all my fault. And, I mean, none of the mess is my fault, but it was kind of clouding over. So it was perfect today to hear that, like
Yeah.
and that's what I've been doing is between fighting the swarms of termites in the middle of the night is taking
Yeah.
little naps and keeping going at it. It's very slow, but
Yeah.
as grief is involved, I feel like I got to be really careful. And like today was going out to find the free rug, that gave me joy because I
Mhm.
can cut an old floor and I'm like, okay, but thank you so much.
Yeah. Another really good thing to do is to get your bars run or run your own bars for a few minutes, because that it clears out a lot of the stagnant energy as well, especially if you're going through old things. It can be really tough. I know when I was moving out when I got divorced, and we had lived in a place for 10 years and we had the kids and all that, there was a lot of stuff to go through. And we'd start going into it and it got so heavy, I felt like falling asleep. And so we would just trade bars and then, maybe even half an hour. And then we could totally go back into it and be getting rid of stuff. And then I'd run his bars. So it was really so helpful. It helps clear all of the sticky energy around objects and um, people's hold on things. It's very strange, yeah, how much we like love something. Like, okay, here is a piece of black tourmaline. It's been sitting on my desk. Probably I got this, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. It's a little dusty. It's been sitting on my desk in my bedroom for years. And I just love it. I look at it, I love it. But it's like when I move, do I want to keep it? Does it want to still be with me? And like you're like, oh, I want to keep everything. I love this. I love that. But then when you start really looking at it and honoring the things and asking them, do you still want to be with me? Is it still a contribution? Or do you want someone else? A lot of times, all that energy of I want it, I love it. It's like, oh, yeah, I loved it. And now I'm ready for something new, you know? So I tend to have um, crystals and candles and orchids and things on my surfaces, not like completely covering it. I like a lot of clear space, but I have lots of what you would call tchotchkes, and I love them, but I don't need to keep them all. And my daughter's always reminding me of that. Like, do you still love it? or are you just used to it? And so when you take everything away and then you put back only what you love, you find that there's a lot of things that you don't really need in your life anymore. Furniture, tchotchkes, clothing, shoes, old bottles of stuff, hair products, whatever, under the sink, nail polish, and people. Sometimes we need to weed the garden of people out of our lives too. Actually, I call that the self-weeding garden. Usually people leave your life when you start to get happy, which is strange, but if they don't want to be happy, then they'll just go away and you can be happy and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to stop being friends. They stop being friends with you, which is strange, but it lightens up your world. And that's what we're creating, this lighter, brighter space so that you can connect and create and inspire and play and create and create. Okay, what's this message? Yeah. I know it's so fun to go through things. And, getting a teenager or somebody who is outside of your family circle to go through stuff with you helps because they don't have a point of view at all. And when they look at it and they're like, do you like this? Do you want this? What do I do with this? You get more space to deal with it than just your own points of view of the objects that you're going through. So hopefully that helps. I am doing an energy pulse series for starting that flow again, starting tomorrow. So I hope you guys can join, and anybody's welcome. And it's around the same time every day for about 15-20 minutes. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll send out the replay soon.